Welcome back to another one. Well, not another one, this is number 2. Is it number 2? Number 1 was an intro, this is number 2. However, this time we've actually got something in the bike stand. This is the first bike to go in the bike shed. This is the bike, this is the Specialised number 1 on the channel that's going to have a run through. So, what better way to have a look? This is what we've got to deal with. So, let's take a better look at the bike. So, this is a Specialised. So what we've got here is a Specialised Rockhopper Comp FS. Now this is quite retro, to be fair. Very nice weld, steel finish. Quite a lot of Ritchie comp all over it. What, not comp, Ritchie Logic, shall I say. A lot of original bits. Come down. Still got stickers in very nice condition as well. Titanium, Ritchie Logic Pro. And I really like this frame, to be fair. It's very retro. We have already got some XT brakes on there. Now these are new, old stock, that the legend, whose bike it is, already put on there just to make sure that obviously these was going to work before it came to me. And then moving down, which for a frame I really like, little bits like that. But it's got the old Ritchie symbol on the actual dropouts as well. Very nice. An actual old XT rear derailleur on there, which we are going to clean up. Front mech is going to be swapped out, so that's not too bad. And then move around to the front end. We have got, again, some old Manitou forks. Now I wouldn't say old, they're actually not too bad in terms of condition, but we are going to give them an overhaul and a good clean as well. You know, they are a bit mucky. If you do take up the sleeves, you know, that's not too bad, but a bit grimy. So we are going to sort them out. Again, front brakes, they've been a bit, well, not been a bit, but they're no old stock again. So they'll all get taken off. And then handlebars, again, got Force Light, Ritchie Force Light handlebars, really nice. Got the old, I keep saying old, but a lot of this isn't old. It's old retro technically, but you've got the STX RC shifters with the levers as well in absolutely amazing condition. So what we'll do, we'll polish these all up, we'll polish all that up, and then go from there. The headset is a little bit, it's moving fine. It needs an headset service, 100%. Now little things like this, you know, people do tend to put the logos, like if you look on the front, no logo, it's not exactly center. You've got Ritchie showing that side, Logic showing that side, and then you've got Logic up there, and then as you turn it round, you know, you've got, oh, focus that. So you got there. So what I'm inclined to do is actually have the logo in line in the center, and I would like to see, for this is probably OCD for me, well, for a lot of people, but I want a bit better, there we go, a bit more focus. I want Ritchie shown up there, and then obviously Logic shown down there in the center. Not bothered about logos either side, but you want to look at this front head on and go Ritchie Logic with a nice Specialised symbol in the middle. So there is a lot that needs doing. So in this video, what we're going to do is we're going to strip this down to bare frame. We're going to degrease the underside. We're going to get the bottom bracket out, get all the rest of the drive off, take the no old stock brakes off, degrease it. We have got some Invisiframe that we're going to run down the bottom of the actual frame, because the legend who owns the bike wants the bottom end of the bike a little bit more protected because he is going to ride it. So on that note, let's move on to the next stage of this video and get this bike stripped down, bare frame. We'll start from the headset, work our way back and go from there. And then tomorrow, on tomorrow's video, we can set about doing everything else. You know, the rear mech all needs servicing, cleaning. The front mech's getting replaced. Chain's going in the bin. Got a new chain. Got a new cassette. The chain rings was good. And we'll just go through the rest of it. So, right, let's flip to actually stripping this down and getting this all off, getting all that off. Let's get this frame ready. Let's get it ready for a full overhaul. We've got a nice big box of new parts. We've got the Ritchie wheels as well. The hubs are going to need a good overhaul, and we will go from there. So let's get this stripped down. Let's get this stripped down to bare frame. Right, so I'm going to start by dropping off the actual headset, get them loose. They're the stem bolts. Take off the top cap. There we go. Get that all the way off. Get that out. Put that on there. And then take off. Oh, got a bit of rust on there, so we'll get all that cleaned up as well. Bit of rust on there, so we'll clean all that up. Actually, look at them. They're looking. Let's see, look. Bit of rust build up. Forks aren't even dropping out. But if you can see, there's a little bit of rite in there. Look. Amazing condition on these foam actual grips. You know, still got the Ritchie WCS on there. So let's pop them to a side as well. Let's pop them on there. Let's get these off. So you can see there that top one, that's a bit tight. So what we'll do is, first of all, let's get some gloves on, because good old trusty muck-off gloves. If you've not used them, they are actually really good. They're breathable, so you don't get sweaty, and they've also got good silicone grip there as well. So rate them. To be fair, been using muck-off stuff for quite a few years now, and it's not bad at all. So get a bit of muck-off on there to try and work this up. There we go. That one's coming. It's that first one there. Just getting stuck on that rust. So we will get rid of that rust on there. So nylon. You don't want to go in with the heavy hand on the metal. Always use your nylon. And just tap that down. There we go. Get that moving a little bit. Get that top one off. There we go. There's one spacer. There's two. Drop them straight out. So that's not too bad. To be fair, crown race don't look too bad either. So it's not too bad. You've got loose bearings in there. So we'll stick everything on there like that. If you are doing this at home and you're unsure, obviously just keep everything in order in which you take it off. But obviously, when you've been doing it for quite a while, you just look at it and you go, right. See, I think with that one, we are probably going to replace them spacers for probably some nice carbon ones, to be fair. Proper carbon finish, not the old crappy ones. So we'll probably get some carbon spacers on there. So pop your forks to the side, we'll sort them. And then let's get the cups out. So you want a cup remover. We'll go up, lock it in like that. Those spline that's flare out is now just locked up against the inside of the frame, inside that cup. We're going to knock the cup out because, like I said, we want to get those logos lined up. So support the frame. Sometimes you will find that they're a little bit tight. Starting to move, so here's one. It's gone. Let's retrieve that. I will find that after we stop recording. So now for the top one, again, lock it straight up, holds it in. Really cheap, these tools as well. And what you'll find is sometimes like this one, they are a bit tight, but it's a steel frame, steel cup, so sometimes you might need just a little bit more persuasion than others. Yeah, as you can see, a little bit of movement, but
5 hours later.
come in. Oh, there we go. Right, so put tools back. So with this one, we didn't actually have to take this one out because obviously you can see there's no branding or anything like that. But the reason I take that out is because you can see it's a bit dry, and I'd like to clean that up with a bit of alcohol cleaner and just basically put some copper slip in there just so it don't seize in the future. So that's all clean. Put everything outside, and then let's move on to bottom bracket. So bottom bracket, I always like to start off with non-drive side, just because it makes it a little bit easier to get the drive side out. Now this one I have also already loosened off. So you want to put your tool in, and this one is anti-clockwise non-drive side. This is a standard British thread, so anti-clockwise. Now usually you will need a big adjustable or somewhat big, so take that all the way out. There we go. There we go. See there, all rusty, dry, nasty. We'll flip round to the drive side. Yeah, just flip round to the drive side there. So, as you can see, sounds absolutely awful. Now on the drive side, the standard British thread is actual clockwise. So, tool in, loosen that off, and again, steel frame, you'll probably find from time to time these are a nightmare to actually get out as well. So we have already got a replacement, and you can see there, rusty, dry, horrible, not very nice. So sounds absolutely awful as well. So inside's not looking too bad. You can see in there's a bit of rust, so we'll get all that cleaned out in there as well. Make sure that's looking a lot better. Now, if for any reason you need to replace your bottom bracket, there is an easy way to do it. So you get a vernier caliper, and then what you want to do is you want to put it on either end. So if you look from here at the top, so if you look from there, I'm measuring the entire width of the bottom bracket shell, and that is coming up at 73. So we know that the shell width is 73, and then the second measurement you need to do is the spindle length. So that is 73 by 113. So that's what we need to replace it, and we've already got one because I already measured it. Isn't that nice? So that one, that's awful. That go in the bin. So let's move on to the actual chain. So let's get the chain off. Let's move the bike up a little bit. My cameraman can move back a little bit. So what we want to do is come around. So a lot of chains have split links. This is going in the bin, so we don't really care where we break it. But because this don't have a quick link, if you are looking for the weakest link, it is just there. You can see a little pin, totally different from the rest, and that is the weakest link. So if you're saving the chain and you just want to take it off to clean it, you would use the link, take it off, replace it with a quick link. So I'm going to whip this off because we don't need it. So just want any kind of chain tool. I'm going to use my small one just because I can. So we'll whip that off like that. That just pushes the pin out. There we go. That's gone. That's gone. So now we can move on. We can take off the front mech. So there's a little bolt just on this side there. So we're going to whip that off. We don't need that at all. Like I say, we've got a new old stock front derailleur going on. So that, keeping there. Whip that on. Things like that, always useful, taking bolts out of, screws, saving, you never know. Put that aside. Let's take this lizard skin off. Get rid of that. That will go back on. And underneath there as well, you can see the condition is just lovely. You know, all of this, all near the bottom bracket, just around there, look. All the way down. So all of that will all polish up nice. We may even put a little bit of Invisiframe just over there, just to stop any chain strikes and stuff like that. That will all clean up. And that, so let's whip off the rear derailleur. So again, not bad. This is all going to get serviced up. We're going to reuse this, so it's going to be clean, polished. I'm going to take all these jockey wheels off. Like, they're not too bad. As you can see there, the profile's not too bad. If they were shark tailing, then we'd be looking at replacing those, but they generally spin not too bad. So we will clean, strip out all of this, give everything a clean, polish everything up, give it a massive overhaul. Condition overall is not too bad. You know, a lot of these you would find loads of damage all down there, loads of damage all up there where the bike's been slammed down, but that isn't bad whatsoever. So we'll pop that side, we will service that up, ready to go back on. So pop that there, and then last but not least, we will whip off the actual brakes on the rear of the frame. There we go, again 5mm. Just take them off all in one complete piece. There we go. Dropping bits all over the floor, look. What happens in a workshop if you're not dropping stuff. Best thing is, just don't damage it. So we'll pop all on the side, all on there. Let's get this final one off. There we go. So what we've got there is the entire strip frame. So what we'll do is we'll make sure all the threads in there, in the dropout, are all clean. We'll give all that area a nice polish up as well. Give everything a good degrease along the whole of the frame, all the way up. Invisiframe underneath, full clean down. And then what we'll do in tomorrow's video, once we've done that, start rebuilding it. We've got a new bottom bracket. We're going to do a headset service. We've got to service the hubs. We've got to get all the brakes back on. We've got to cable it, set gears, you name it. So join me on the next one tomorrow. It will be tomorrow because tomorrow's Sunday. So Sunday is God's day. I've got time on my hands. So join me then. We'll crack on with this bad boy. We'll get this done.